My name is Kara Asbury. I'm a paparazzi independent consultant. My number is 243539. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the different ranks in paparazzi and what you have to do to achieve those ranks. Okay, so we're going to start right off. So we have just consultant. Now, if you're just a consultant, what that means is you have signed up, but you haven't stayed active, so you've not purchased your required amount to be an active consulting. Now, you do not have to purchase jewelry every month to stay a consultant, but to be considered an active consultant, you need to purchase at least 50 PV, which means personal volume, which is 25 pieces. For every piece that you buy, you get 2 PVs, okay? So that is consultant. Our next up is star consultant. That means that you are active. You have purchased your minimum amount of 50 PV that month. So you are a star consultant. Okay, next up is director. Now that means you have purchased your minimum amount of 50 PV, and you also have 3 personally sponsored consultants under you that are active this month as well. So they've all bought their 50 personal volume this month. Next is Premier Director. So that means you got your 50 PV this month. You have 3,000 OV. Now, OV means overall volume. That means you and your downline, your overall have purchased 3,000 PV. Okay? And then, of course, you still have to have that minimum of 3 personally sponsored. Next is executive director. Now, this one you have to have 100 PV to have this one. 100 PV, that's your personal volume for 1 month. And then you have to have 6,000 overall volume. So 6,000 OV. It means you and your downline have purchased 6,000 OV, which would be 3,000 pieces. Okay, and then you still got to have a minimum of 3 personally sponsored. Now, you can get as many personally sponsored that you can or that you need or whatever, and it will still rank. All that overall volume will still add up. So you don't have to have only 3. You can have 20 as long as you got the 60 OV. Just the minimum requirement is 3 personally sponsored consultants. Okay, so next is producer. That means you have purchased 100 PV. Your team has purchased 12,000 OV, overall volume, and you still have that minimum of 3 personally sponsored. Okay, next rank is premier producer. That's 100 PV of your personal volume, 25,000 OV, 25,000 overall volume with you and your downline with a minimum of 3 personally sponsored team members. Okay, executive producer is next. Same thing, you have to have 100 personal volume, 40,000 OV with that 3 minimum personal sponsored consultants under you. Fashionista is your next rank. You're still ranking at 100 PV. You got to have 75,000 overall volume with your minimum of 3 personally sponsored that are active. Okay. Now, remember, guys, these have to be active consultants. You have to have a minimum of 3 active consultants. So you can't, you and 2 of your other consultants can't get that 75,000 OV with just you 3. You have to have a minimum of 3 active and you to come up with that 75,000 OV. Okay, A-lister is next. That's 100 PV, so 100 personal volume from you, and 150,000 overall volume from you and your team, with a minimum of that 3 personally sponsored. Now, that 3 personally sponsored, that's going to be the same throughout all your rankings. You just got to have that minimum of 3, and they have to be active. So that's not going to change. That's not going to go up on you. Next rank is Maven A-lister, still 100 PVE for you, personal volume, and 250,000 OV, so overall volume with you and your downline. Okay, Jet Setter is 100 PV with 500,000 OV with you and your downline. And remember, guys, that's still that minimum of 3 personally sponsored, but it can go up to as many as you are personally sponsored to add into that 100 or to that 250,000 OV. Okay, so next is Jet Setter, 100 PV, 500,000 OV. To get Jet Setter. Lux Jet Setter is our next one. Now this is where it changes. You have to have 250 personal volume, and your team has to have 1 million OV. Okay, 1 million OV. And then our last ranking is our Impressionista, and that is still with you having 250 personal volume and your team having 1,500,000 overall volume between you and your downline. Okay. So those are our rankings with Paparazzi Jewelry. I am going to post down in some links at the bottom that's going to show you my website. If you're interested in signing up and you want to join my team, you can sign up straight through that website. I'm going to also post a link to how you can find me on Facebook and my email. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me and I will get those answered for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks, guys. Bye.